All right, everybody. Hello once again. Welcome into South Lake Tahoe, California. Isaac Rosenthal joined today by Harrison Cass on the analyst mic, and it's time for some semifinal hockey. First semi of the day, it's the Oregon Ducks and the Arizona State Sun Devils. For the Ducks, it's been a very strong season, making a push towards regionals. For the Sun Devils, they've been up and down against top quality opponents, but they've made it very clear that they can skate with some of the good teams, and we've had a chance to look up and down their roster a little bit. You were familiar with some of these players, Harrison, so let's start with the visitor, the lower-seeded team, Arizona State. What can we expect from the Sun Devils here?
Well, it looks like they have a couple of high-end players, some capable offensive players, but I think their main strength is going to be in their depth. It looks like they have three lines capable of contributing offensively. As we saw yesterday, quite a bit of work ethic, a little bit of a buzz. So Oregon will definitely have to match that intensity and that desperation today.
So off the opening face-off, we go from one end then to the other. Good hustle by Arizona State to get down there. And a shot through, but blocked before it got to the goaltender. That was Hunter Long firing, number 3 in the... I'm not sure if that's a dark maroon or black and gold for Arizona State. And now they'll work it.
It's both.
It's
both.
It's whatever it's supposed to be, as the puck is just cleared by the Ducks there, but it's going to go all the way to the goaltender for Arizona State. They've got Josh George in goal tonight. And puck deflected away there. It'll score it out toward the boards now, and again just cleared into the neutral zone. Taken there by Cameron Ward. That shot will send that one in. Jack Garrity digs in for it. Poltz just does get to that at the blue line, and now it's going to roll back into the neutral zone. Paiute Morrison will collect it. Morrison to Poltz. And given away there, could create a chance, but couldn't get a clean handle on it, and now it's going to be the Ducks moving in transition. Trevor Schott with it, and Andrew Lee just couldn't get a stick down to that, and Garrity will throw it toward goal, and that's the end of the ice. You might have seen that plywood, the cause for our delay in warm-ups in Arizona State warm-up shot, shattering glass. So good old 10-12 minute delay at least after you've started to warm up. It's got to be tough to have a false start like that, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody was visibly amped up and ready to go, and took the wind out of their sails pretty quick there. On the ice, off the ice, go sit in the locker room for another 15 minutes. It's not ideal.
And moving toward goal there was Jacob Paget for ASU, but easy save, and ends up going to the corner and deflected up into the netting, and we get a whistle here.
It looks like Oregon, they're getting off to a stronger start than usual. They have a notorious habit of starting slowly, but they look like they showed up to play hockey tonight, or this afternoon rather.
Yeah, those strong starts, cost the Ducks in the biggest stage at regionals last year.
That's right.
Controlled the second and third period, but just dug such a deep hole against Williston, and I think he didn't have a bad start this year against Mary, but certainly a stronger finish than a start, and
absolutely,
I think that was a real learning experience for this team.
Right, and we'll see if that lesson has stuck for today and for playoffs moving forward.
So we'll see there as Paiute Morrison tries to dig that one forward and then just played direct into the netting. So no delay of game, but you aren't allowed to change on that.
Paiute Morrison using the boards as he tends to do. He loves that play up the boards. A little slippery guy.
And off the face-off, Ducks will come away with this one. Here's Rendell through the neutral zone, chipping it into the corner where Charnholm will chase after it. And Paiute Morrison tried to get that one back in the zone, but would have been offside, and goes the other way to do Arizona State. That'll roll around towards Paget at the blue line. He tries to play it off the boards back to the corner toward William LaChapelle. It's a fantastic name. Couple of fantastic names on this Arizona State squad.
It's a hockey name.
Backhanded toward behind the goal there, but Ducks are going to come away with it, and they just will clear it the length of the ice. They go for a line change. And Warren Berg finds that in the neutral zone, quick to find a D partner. And now here come the Ducks the other way. Rendell with a shot high. Deflection off the netting.
That's Oregon at its most dangerous right there. I think that's 4 consecutive tape-to-tape passes using each other effectively in all 3 zones. Not playing selfish hockey. That right there is what they'll need to do to be successful today.
And so here's that top line for the Ducks. Shot Garrity Lee. Very skilled group of forward unit for the Ducks right now.
It's a tough matchup for anyone.
Kept alive at the blue line. Berg will collect it, sends it toward goal. Deflection and goes wide there. And here comes Arizona State, but a battle in the neutral zone. Berg finds the puck. Quick pass to Trevor Schott. And he will fire one wide, but gets to the Ducks still at the boards. And now Arizona State tries to move to the neutral zone.
It's a run.
Schott trying to make a little dangle there. And now a clearance from Arizona State. Austin Poltz in hot pursuit after it. He'll win the race and he'll earn the icing with 15:31 left in this first period.
That shot attempt by Trevor Schott missed the net a little bit, but that was a smart play. Used the defenseman as a screen, went through the legs on the ice, was shooting far pad for the rebound.
I was just going to ask if you thought he was shooting for the rebound there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a smart play.
A good play.
Much smarter play, much better play than 20 seconds later when he tried to stick handle unsuccessfully. So,
Trevor gets away with those stick handles just enough to always want to try them.
Yeah.
They look great. He's certainly created his fair share of goals in his Oregon career off of plays like that, but
he has a great highlight reel.
Against those top-end teams, you can't get away with that as much, and Arizona State is in that conversation.
Right. It's also, those plays are less likely to be successful during the playoffs.
Yeah, and just, a little bit miscommunication or just awkwardness from Arizona State there, and they can't gain the zone onside. Ducks will come away with the puck, but Arizona State trying to take it right back. And they do, working now in the Duck zone. A shot that's sent behind the net, just past the stick of Poltz. And now the battle for it is in the Oregon zone, and now it's squirts out. Isaiah Stratago's a real strong skater. Sprinting after that, and it's good to see Strat on the ice today.
It's right. He was a daytime.
Tough one yesterday.
Yeah, it was a game time decision today.
I think in the playoffs for a hockey player, you always are going to want to play, but as you can tell us right now, sometimes you just can't.
That's right. Yeah, sometimes it's not up to you. Sometimes medical staff intervenes. But Stratagos, his father actually is a team doctor at the AHL level with Bakersfield Condors, and fortunately is here and was able to evaluate his son and give him the green light.
Sent across ice there. Now back toward the neutral zone with Kurt Fortney's stick. And a changing D pair for the Ducks as Charnholm gets a deflection to that one and still can stay in the attacking zone. No, Arizona State will come away with it, moving with speed and not able to get a shot off there. Brian Freitag will trip over Grayson Parks and we'll get a whistle.
Yeah, Jacob Padgett, Arizona State, nice individual play there. Used his speed, correctly read Poltz's attempt to walk the blue line, broke up that play at the blue line, and then carried it through the neutral zone in the offensive zone with some speed and strength, so something to be aware of moving forward.
Something we saw a lot from Arizona State yesterday, the ability to just kind of snap and move in transition and create an odd man rush. I lost count of how many 2, 3, 4-on-1s they had yesterday against Eastern Washington, and
that's right.
That was even an even strength.
That's right.
Spent a lot of that game on the power play, but
as opponents of Eastern.
Against Eastern.
That's right. Yeah. Arizona State, very opportunistic. Some quickness there. Boy, that's a big hit from. Jeez, is that a penalty?
That looks like a penalty on Ulloa there for interference.
We'll say Sebastian might have the highest penalty to shift ratio in the ACHA, But I like that hit. I like that the hip check to the technique was down. I thought the timing was all right. It was I suppose the refs didn't care for it, but
yeah, I get to see Bass's frustration there, but slamming that door, he's always got to be careful. These refs in Tahoe
sensitive.
can be pretty quick on the extra 2 minutes.
That's right. Yesterday, Connor Rendell given 2 minutes for verbally protesting a call. Some refs will let it go, some will not.
Time of the penalty 7:01 of the first period. Once again, Oregon Ducks penalty number 81.
It's a great play.
So it's the Ducks on the penalty kill now. Arizona State setting up there across the blue line. Going behind the net with it was Dobrins. And what a stop there.
That was a great pass. Great pass. Excellent job by, let's see, that's Cameron Ward cutting to the net. And it looked like a set play, looked like something they've relied on. Hopefully.
I'll adjust the net here.
Yeah, and 26 here out on the ice for Arizona State. Player to watch, Michael Angirat.
Well, he'll get a shot there. As Devils will work it around the perimeter here, switching places. You enjoy playing on the PK?
You know, it's you take a lot of pride in the PK, and it's an urgent time. It's you're prideful to hear your number called when you get that opportunity to go kill a penalty, but it's not from the standpoint of playing hockey. It's not the most fun hockey. It's scrambling, or not scrambling, but you know, you're chasing a little bit. You're blocking shots. You know, it's at times a painful 2 minutes and frustrating at times, and of course you're at a statistically more likely to be scored upon. So yeah, it's not why you play the game, just to kill penalties.
Always a good sequence from Arizona State for Isaiah Strategos, finally able to get the clear. That's a little better. Connor Rendell takes it in the neutral zone, finds Kurt Fortney, shorthanded chance. Save made from George, and he'll cover up for the whistle with 11 seconds left still on the interference minor to Sebastian Ulloa.
It's a smart play from smart player, Kurt Fortney. Recognized he didn't have the numbers, didn't have the net drive on the kill. Just took a shot, didn't try to dangle, didn't dump in, got the offensive zone face-off, and here we are.
Really like Kurt Fortney's game. Just a real hard worker and a smart hockey player.
Definitely.
Sometimes you have to pick one of those two, but
it seems to be the case. But yeah, he plays a smart game. Undervalued by opponents, I'm sure, but internally he's recognized as a heavy contributor.
So Ducks back to full strength now as we look for this game's first goal, just about halfway through the first period. And there is Kurt Fortney winning it behind the net, trying to center it, but no one able to hop on that puck, as Poltz will find it in the neutral zone, backhanded it toward the Arizona State zone. Ducks had to get back on side. Now Rendell finds the puck and just poked out of the zone, and here come the Devils again. One of those 2-on-1 plays we talked about, and Parks makes the save.
Yeah, Parks no problem with that. You're unlikely to beat Parks with a straight-on shot like that. You need to shoot for the rebound there. You need to hit the guy cutting to the net. It's not an effective play against Parks, who's fundamentally sound.
Real solid find for Riley Orr.
Absolutely. Riley.
I don't know that he's missed on any recruit, but
Parks
is quite the hit.
That was a hit.
As that one knocked down, or was it knocked down? Did it just go to the netting?
Looked like Parks caught it in his glove.
Parks found it.
Yeah, Parks found it. Berge went for it. Warrenberg went for it, and Parks came up with it.
Off the face-off, Freitag plays it around to Berg. Now up to Trevor Schott, who just gets a stick to it, but still going the length of the ice, and it'll slow down enough. No ice, so played around the corner. And Berg again will get to that. Still a battle behind the net before it'll slide. And a little bit of space to Jack Rogowski. That's a name we haven't called too often this weekend. Good to see some nice time for 58.
Yeah, good to see him out there. He's a hard worker. He's coming along.
Hard off the boards, collected by Morrison, and he'll skate by Trevor Schott into the zone, and now goes the other way. And here could be a big chance for Arizona State. Austin Polk still got to stick to that centering pass, and Sun Devils will recover it in the corner where they battle now. And here's Trevor Schott. Schott's got Lee behind him, but Lee's got enough speed to get right back into that play. But instead, it's deflected the other way for Arizona State. Swept away by Warren Berg. Holtz avoids the contact. Backhands it toward Parks. Will play it the rest of the way to the other D-man. And now backhanded out of the zone. There's Estrada coming in with a lot of speed. Lutz has it come off his skates, and Dom's got to get back on side. Arizona State with a free chance to recover possession and netting.
Yeah, we saw 2 turnovers by the Ducks at the blue line last shift. You just can't have that at any time of the year, certainly not the playoffs. Those are easy dump ins. It just kills the momentum. And as we had mentioned, Arizona State's an opportunistic, quick team, and they capitalized, made some chances out of what should have been sustained pressure by the Ducks in the offensive zone through a dump in, but it's going the other way through the turnovers.
Freitag will throw that towards goal, knocks it down, and just dumps it in there again. Isaiah Strategos will go behind the net to get it. And now up towards Berg, but intercepted. And blown by Freitag. Into the corner, though, the Ducks will pick it back up. Now Oregon trying to move with speed in transition. Nathan Lutz will flip it in. Knocked down, but in the neutral zone by Morrison, so everyone regroups and just pass back. They go D to D, and is that Fortney playing a little bit of D there? Been a versatile player for the Ducks this year.
That's right.
As you often do at this level, had to contend with injuries, and that means sending players from forward to D, from D to forward. Austin Poltz, who's played a little bit of forward.
It doesn't seem like the most obvious choice to move up to forward, but he was put up there about a month ago against San Jose State and was effective. Scored a couple goals and complemented his more fragile line mates with his, red-bloodedness.
He's not one to shy away from contact, Austin Poltz.
No, he's not.
As that one gets by Berg. Chance, but not a shot for Arizona State. And Ducks not able to clear this one out just yet. Fortney trying to flip it through the zone, but what do we got here?
Let's see. Yeah, Arizona State is getting chances. They're not very structured, not very composed. Oregon has dominated the possession game thus far, but Arizona State is making chances for themselves.
Well, this faceoff's going to come in the Oregon zone. Not sure what the whistle was.
Not sure either.
Unless maybe, I wonder if Grayson was having an equipment issue.
He often saves those for third period, get a quick rest, 30 seconds of rest with an equipment issue.
No, he did have, sitting down talking with him during the delay, and he was fidgeting with his neck protector.
Okay.
Taken by Garrity off his stick, but it ends up rolling to Lee. Shot and deflected up into the netting with 6:40 left in the first period.
Also a great simple play. I like that from Lee. Driving the outside, taking the shot. He knew he had Garrity driving hard. And there's not too many people I'd rather have drive in the net than Jack Garrity, pushing 200 pounds, a lot of skill. So it's always a smart play to shoot for the rebound with Jack driving.
And that'll go behind the goal where Dylan Adams goes for it for Arizona State. Holtz finds it for the Ducks, and Lee, I think, got a deflection on that one, but it was slowed down enough to be an easier save for George. Still like that play, though. Setting up behind the net was Trevor Shaw, trying to find Garrity. Couldn't handle it, but kept the puck. Garrity over to Lee. Back to Holtz, and penalty coming up against Arizona State as Lee got hit there. Grayson Parks will dart for the bench, and before the Ducks can get the extra skater out there, Arizona State touches up, and we get the penalty.
And that's a result of this top line from Oregon. They're so effective at getting sustained pressure, establishing a cycle, as we saw yesterday, and again now today. Teams resort to taking penalties to slow them down. It's almost an inevitability. Got it.
There you go.
Yeah, it's there's just not much you can do when they start cycling. So you take these teams are taking hooking and tripping and interference penalties out of desperation.
Plus a strong Ducks power play unit.
Absolutely. They have two strong units. Usually if one's having an off day, the other one's clicking and vice versa. So let's hope one of them is clicking today.
Quick shot, turned away.
Penalty number 18, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 13:54 of the first period. Once again, Arizona penalty number 18, 2 minutes of roughing now.
And they just call icing. We're going to have the face-off at center, I think. Yeah. Even Riley Olar pointing to center ice.
Happens to...
far too often.
Yeah, it seems to happen quite a bit.
Sometimes it's, well, we got to also, let's give these officials a little bit of credit because this is like their 5th game in 24 hours, but...
That's true. Yeah, we'll chalk it up to fatigue.
They work real hard for this tournament.
Absolutely.
Not always giving a bunch of credit, the Zebras, but...
No. Yep.
Fanning on the one-timers, Garrity, and he'll collect it back and finds Rendell. Shot through and save made through traffic by Mr. George. 40 seconds into the penalty.
It's a great shot from Rendell. That's why he's up there. Quick little release on a snapshot. Gets a lot of power with minimal effort, and also has some accuracy. You know, he thread the needle on that one, put it through a couple sticks, through some skates. Knew he had pulse in front, big body. So let's look for more of that.
And quick clear off the face-off, but coming right for us, and glad the netting was there that time.
Yes. Yeah, and here we go. Switching up units here.
So now we got Schott, Scharnholm, and Lutz. Nathan Lutz on the power play has been a revelation.
Yeah, he
works real hard in front of net.
He does well in front of the net, finds a lot of rebounds, which is sometimes requires more skill and talent than you might think. There is some skill involved in that attribute. But I think of these two units of Oregon. The one out now I would describe as a passer's unit, and the one prior with Jack and Randy up top.
Quick shot, Trevor Schott. First goal of the game for the Ducks on the power play.
Yeah, that's that unit's bread and butter. You know, possession, passing, tic-tac-toe, hit the guy in the middle.
Was that Schott or Lee, actually? We'll get the call in a moment. I thought it was Trevor Schott, but Andrew Lee first through the first to the bench.
Yeah, let's see.
But a big goal for the Ducks. Power play converts.
Goal scored by number 95, assisted by 97 and 27. Time of the goal, 15:01 of the first period. Once again, Oregon goal scored by number 95, assisted by 97 and 27 at 15:01 now.
So it was Trevor's shot from Andrew Lee and Austin Charnholm. And the potent Oregon power play unit puts the Ducks up 1-0. And another whistle here.
Yeah, and Trevor Schott coming into this tournament today had never scored in 4 separate trips to Tahoe. So he finally broke that trend yesterday. And
I didn't realize he didn't score last year. I just kind of would have assumed that.
Or last year.
Last year didn't, yeah.
He was coaching last year.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
That's right. So, but
That's
the 4 years
right,
prior, 0 goals, which is unusual for.
It had been. This has not been the friendliest building historically to the Oregon Ducks program.
No, it seems like trend reversed last year, but
just about 4:20. Call it 4:18 left. Period 1. Another face-off coming to the glove side of, or the stick side rather, of George.
Let's see, Fort win it back here.
Circles around and Arizona State can't clear. Dangerous spot for a moment. Now the Devils will take over. And a shot to the chest of Grayson Parks hit him right in the duck.
Right in the duck, and again, it's not going to work on Grayson. You gotta hit a pad there, force a rebound.
So we do get Arizona State. They do advance the puck to the other end of the ice from that, but off the face-off, Ducks are going to come away with it. Freitag as Charnholm takes the spill. Now Freidu again. Rendell backhanding it through to the neutral zone. Charnholm pressuring, but Arizona State got there, and right to Warren Berg, though. Now Morrison grips it around the boards towards Berg. A little bit too far. He's got to reach for it. And now a battle before Morrison picks it up for the Ducks. He's been another difference maker on the blue line, Pyatt Morrison.
Yeah, he's a nice addition.
It was one that the Ducks did not have on their Colorado trip, and
he was missed.
Very missed. And here is Pyatt again. Arizona State recovers, though, and in the corner, trying to get that out. Good hit from Poltz. But a puck will still bounce to the neutral zone, and here's Arizona State with speed and an early shot on Grayson and a glove save.
Like the energy level of this, what I'm assuming is the third line of Arizona State. You've got number 10, Joshua Tucker, 16, Tyler Billingsley. Notably small players. It seems like perhaps they've learned to compensate for their lack of size with an impressive work ethic.
And I've got a soft spot for the small, quick, hard workers. I wasn't my roller days. I don't know that anyone would have described me as quick, but a small, hard worker that might have fit.
It's a charming thing to be.
Not blessed with a lot of height.
Yeah.
2:47.
This is a sport for you then.
This period. And someone who is blessed with a lot of height, Jack Garrity, was in on that faceoff for the Ducks. A lot of size out there.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Oregon right now.
Not too many people with his size able to skate as fluidly as Jack. It's an impressive combination of skills there.
Nearly created a chance for the Ducks, and now it's just poked away, and the Ducks will recover in the defensive zone. Now through the neutral zone, Andrew Lee will kick it to himself, takes a quick hard shot, loose now, goes behind the net, recovered by the Ducks. And Lee again, towards Garrity, back to Lee. And now Arizona State clears it only into the neutral zone. Barkley will just shoot that one in, and he'll chase after it. So some depth guys out there, middle for the Ducks.
Yeah, give the top guys a rest here. It's a valuable thing to be able to do, is to throw someone out there who you trust to give your top scorers a little bit of a rest.
And that one, I actually thought that hit netting. I guess it was just the very top of the glass. We'll keep playing. Barkley will send that one down, and look at Nathan Lutz jumping toward that puck. Turning, firing, rebound for Strategos, and couldn't put it home, and then couldn't find Nathan Lutz with half the net open. Oh, wanted that one if you're Oregon. And now in transition the other way, almost creating something, was Arizona State. Little sloppy there. 1 minute left in this opening period.
That was a great play by Lutz.
Just misses Fortney, but it was close enough to everybody. We're not going to get ice here. Arizona State's got to play it. Morenberg finds it. Back to Paiute Morrison, still 40 seconds left in the period. Now Connor Rendell in front of the benches, hit right almost into that penalty box. Box is right in front of the benches here. No glass in front of them. Scharnholm, quick shot, save made George.
Yeah, I love that hustle from Lutz. I think one of the odd things about Lutz, one of his little quirks, is he uses a very long hockey stick. He leaves it almost up around his eyebrows, and that helped on that play. It helped him force that turnover and get that shot on net.
Garrity shot Lee. Holtz and Morrison out there for the Ducks. And meanwhile, it's Arizona State. 2-on-1 chance. The pass slid across. Put over the goal, though. I think Parks had a thing or two to do with that.
Yeah, actually, I think he got a piece of that. Looked like Marc-Andre Fleury playing the shooter very aggressively.
Well, we saw how many odd man rushes from Arizona State we saw yesterday. I'm not sure that I saw them make that play one time.
Right.
So yeah, they do make the pass this time, but Park's equal to it.
They're adapting.
8.2 seconds left. Plenty of time to win the faceoff and work a shot for the Devils here. And there is that faceoff. The Ducks are going to come away with it. Freitag behind the net. Over to the corner now, played off the glass. And that's all she wrote for the first period of play. 20 minutes in the books, one power play goal, and that's all. Trevor Schott gave the Ducks a 1-0 lead with 4:59 left in the first period. 40 minutes to go in this semifinal. Before we go to break, Harry, any thoughts?
Well, one zip game for Oregon here. It feels like a much more lopsided game from where I'm sitting. Oregon in control of the pace, in control of possession, but of course, a hungry team in Arizona State and plenty of time left, so Oregon does not have the deal sealed as of yet.
All righty, well, we are going to go thaw out, and we will see you for the second period. Don't go too far. Back here for period number 2 as the teams make their way out. 1-0 Ducks lead at the break. Trevor shot on the power play from Andrew Lee and Austin Chonholm with 4:59 left in the period. What else we see in that first frame?
Well, again, a dominant period by Oregon, a lopsided period. A shift in body language and kind of energy level from Arizona State over the course of the period. They came in with some bravado and some vigor. They declared publicly in front of the entire PAC-8 that they were going to win the tournament, and they came in with that attitude, with that swagger, and slowly over the course of the first period it faded and they looked somewhat dejected coming off the ice. So I'm curious to see if they've rallied and how they'll respond here.
Definitely curious what their response will be, because look, it's for all of that domination in the first period, it's 1-0.
It's only 1-0.
One quick weird bounce, and we got an entirely different hockey game.
Right. And
so
it looks like Arizona State has a couple of players that can finish, so not beyond the realm of possibility here at all.
Well, here we go. It's the same line, the same 5 that started the game for the Ducks out there. They'll keep the top lines on the bench for the moment, and that one gets by Berg, and could this be a break in transition for Arizona State? Nicely done by Berg to chop that, and the Ducks just get away with a hand pass there.
Yeah, I think it hit him in the hand as he was reacting defensively.
Battling for it now, and the Ducks will come away with it behind Grayson Parks' goal. Barkley, though, having a little trouble getting it out of the zone. And Arizona State will come away with maybe a shooting opportunity. Poked away to the corner, though. Collecting it back and sending it down low, then receiving it again was Dylan Adams. Passed it across and now deflected into the corner. Horenberg trying to evade a check there. Sun Devils able to reach the puck back and get it toward the slot, but never got a shot through. Then it was just sent in by Adams, hit some bodies, and now finally the Ducks get it to the neutral zone, gain the red line, get a change.
And that was the first bit of sustained pressure from Arizona State this game, so looks like it's a new period here.
Austin Poltz going for the big hit there. Didn't knock his man down, but knocked him off the puck, and Ducks will come away with it. Now it's Oregon's chance to try and get set up in the offensive zone. Poltz slides it across. Shot toward goal, and I have no clue how you play goalie, man. For Josh George to be able to, it's not even that that's a difficult shot, but just seeing through all that traffic, I always just kind of shake my head at it, where you know where the puck is,
right,
100% of the time.
Yeah, and simultaneously fighting off the bodies that are crashing in on him, having that confidence to track the puck and not worry about some of these larger guys falling on top of him. It is a dangerous position for that reason.
And one back to Poltz on the faceoff. Quick shot, rebound, scores! 2-0 for the Ducks. And it's Trevor's shot again.
Yeah, Trevor shot again. What I love about that play is they integrated the defenseman into the offensive scheme. They hit Poltz on the blue line as opposed to recycling or trying to cut to the net. They hit the open guy in the blue line. He made a quick, simple shot on net, and the shot was there for the rebound.
Ducks goal scored by number 95, assisted by 23 and 97. Time of the goal, 1:51 of the second period now. Once again, Oregon Ducks goal scored by number 95, assisted by 23 and 97 at 1:51 of the second period now.
Austin Poltz and Andrew Lee pick up assists on that Ducks goal. He had an assist on the earlier goal as well. You'll pick up a few of those playing with Jack Garrity and Trevor Schott. He's got quite a few goals to his name, too.
That's right.
High points man, actually, for the Ducks. And recovered by the Ducks. Now played off the boards to Lee onside. And there is Andrew Lee taking a shot. Good pad save by the Arizona State netminder and recovered easily by the Devils.
It's interference.
In the neutral zone, Arizona State's tried to send that one in. Getting a quick stick to it was Petey. And flipped, was deflected, but still gets to Lee. He's got Jack Garrity, sent it across, and net, I think, knocked off there is Jack Garrity got stuck behind the goaltender.
It was a great zone entry from Oregon's top line. You had traditional F1 with the puck, F2 drive in the net, and F3 high. And it looks like they recognized their personnel on that entrance and played to their strengths with Lee with the puck, shot sitting up high, and the larger, stronger Jack Garrity driving the net.
Yeah, when this line really runs the system and really decides to play team hockey, it is really something special.
Right. It's not a problem that most teams in this league are going to have an answer for.
So meanwhile, though, Arizona State, a little bit of zone time here. Shot never got through to Parks. Devils will recover it in the corner, but what can they do with it from here? A couple of guys battled for it. Paiute Morrison came away with it, but trying to move in tight space, that's a tough ask. And now Morrison able to find a D partner, then back the D to D pass. I know that's something that you talk about a lot.
That's right. Yeah, it's good to see.
And as the Ducks get a line change, Arizona State starting in their own end, but couldn't get it through the neutral zone. Little love tap on Andrew Lee there. And Berg at the blue line tried to make the quick shot. Couldn't get it clean. Here's a breakaway for Arizona State. Waiting. And knocked away. Net off its moorings. Now we get the whistle.
It's a great play from Parks, obviously. Goes without saying. Also, Berg on the blue line, uncharacteristic turnover. It's not like him. He was put in a difficult situation. He didn't really have a clean option there. So it was, just trying to force it through traffic. And he didn't get proper wood on that shot. So you don't see him making that turnover very often. But fortunately, Parks with the fantastic anticipation and lateral movement to cut off that cross crease pass.
And he's got a dive on that one. Parks to the rescue once again, 15-16. Still plenty of period left.
That was a bullet dodge, though. That is probably the last guy on Arizona State that you want on a breakaway. 26, Michael Andriott. It's their leading scorer coming out of CompUAir AAA midget program. Has some composure with the puck. So, yeah, hats off to Grayson Parks on that one.
Devils off there, so they've got to get back onside. Gives the Ducks a chance to regroup. A little bit beyond Connor Rendell, but he's able to recover enough to create a battle, at least in the neutral zone. Arizona State comes away with it. Shot on Parks, knocked aside. Another shot through, turned away again. Fortney to Rendell. And Freitag will recover that, backhands it around. Schwartz into the neutral zone, sent in by Hunter Long, and now we're going the other way. Behind the goal of Josh George, and from their own end, Arizona State intercepted there by Polk. Good job to read it. And now Morrison across to Fortney. And Strategos trying to get a stick to that one. Oh, that was Lutz, excuse me, not Fortney. Battle in that far corner. Arizona State able to get it through to the neutral zone, but Austin Poltz on the puck, and Nathan Lutz will turn and dump it in. A couple of Ducks go for a line change. Isaiah Strategos got to stick to it first and tried to find Peyton Barkley, but unable to connect. Shot through traffic, never got all the way through. Deflected there, and this could be a breakaway for Lutz. Nathan Lutz has Peyton Barkley. Nathan Lutz with a shot that goes wide. And end to end here. The Ducks will pull this back in their own zone. And with 13:05 left in the second period, they'll try to move in transition now. It's that top line out there. And that'll end up being a bounce off the boards behind the goal that Josh George will just cover up to get a face-off on his stick side with 12:55 left in the second.
Yeah, and this top line here, you don't want them with the offensive zone state face-off here. Very dangerous, especially when they don't have to exhaust any energy to get into the zone. So let's keep an eye on this play here and see if we can make something happen for Oregon.
So off that O-zone face-off, Devils get a chance to wrap this one around, and they'll clear it the length of the ice. And there is the icing whistle. So no chance to change for Arizona State.
Yeah, and that kind of flustered play by Arizona State, that icing that wasn't necessary. Probably some subconscious sign of respect for the top line they're matched against. A little bit of panic in that recognition there.
Well, Arizona State's right in this game, but the 2 goals from man on the ice right now, both assisted by another man on the ice right now, as that one's shouldered aside. But I like the shot there. There was a little bit of window to shoot at.
Yeah, it's a great shot. That's Warren Berg with some unique mechanics there. Very, very much his signature, kind of a half slap shot with the lower hand really far down on the stick. Not much of a wind-up, but getting a ton of flex out of the stick. And very unique Berg-like mechanics from that shot. We've seen him score on that quite a bit this year.
Freitag trying to work to keep that one in. Garrity with his length collects it and takes a quick shot that does not somehow hit anything to take it out of play. That was really quite a bounce. And just out of the zone, the Ducks lose it there. I'll get it right back, though. Freitag hit back, and good diving play from Garrity to get a stick on that puck, or Lee rather, to get a stick on that puck and not take a penalty.
Arizona State starting to throw the body around a little bit more.
Backhands that around for Freitag. Turns and plays it back to Austin Poltz, and then tried to play it off the glass, but the glass don't go that high.
Glass doesn't go that high. Aside from the removal of the puck from the playing surface, that's a great D-to-D movement from Poltz to Freitag, and then back to Poltz. It takes quite a bit of composure to move the puck under pressure like that, so it's good to see that being accomplished.
And out of the zone we go. But Arizona State in the neutral zone will try to work it. Andrew Lee finds it instead. And misplayed. Devils take over. Shot, save, Parks with 11:34 left in the second period.
This line here from the Ducks probably doesn't command as much respect or attention from opponents or as much airtime from us, but absolutely a dangerous line. One of the better lines in its own right in the entire league, with some pure scores, and the composed Fortney, and the snipers in Rendell and Charnholm. So very much a matchup problem for other teams as well.
Yeah, Charney has a cannon when he wants to.
Yeah, he does, and a nice little release. Seems to enjoy shooting high with accuracy. Gets a lot of flex out of that stick, and really has a talent for getting open as well. So he's absolutely a scoring threat anytime he's on the ice.
Sent across ice there, but no one on it for the Ducks. And then in the neutral zone, another misplay there creates a shot for Arizona State, but it deflected into the netting. 10:49 second period.
In Arizona State, looking a little bit flat right now. It's difficult to sustain the intensity that they used yesterday against Eastern Washington. They came out with today. It just becomes an issue of physical fatigue.
Shot that went over the goal. I think it rolled on the top of the boards, bottom of the glass for a while. Deflected right in the slot, and that was put on a tee for Arizona State. Unable to convert. Still, it's bouncing around, and this is a good sustained sequence from Arizona State.
This looks like their best shift so far.
Ulloa trying to throw the hit there. Strategos sends it around, and now Warren Berg will find the puck, but again, a little bit of trouble getting it out. Now they finally do. And Strategos and Estrada join the battle for that puck. Rolls into the neutral zone for Poltz. Across to Lee.
Great pass.
Andrew Lee. Shot and a save, George.
It was a great pass from Pyatt Morrison. He took the DDD from his partner Poltz, and he took a step and he went underneath a Arizona State defender's stick, in between stick and body, and hit Lee, who was then able to enter the zone with speed. And Lee, in his own right, made a great little fake shot, bought himself some space, and went short side.
So here's that top line with another ozone face-off. And Arizona State is able to clear the zone. All sorts of battles for it in the neutral zone. Now Morrison and Adams battling. Adams trying to go all the way around the perimeter of the ice. Andrew Lee finds it, plays it off the boards into the neutral zone, where it's taken by Arizona State and shot in on Parks. Morrison can't collect that one, and it's a chance for Arizona State. Still bouncing, and Parks will just snatch it, and we'll have a bit of a convergence around him.
Yes, Poltz in his element in front of the net there. Yeah, that was a, again, it seems like Arizona State has some gas left in the tank. They did a good job of neutralizing Oregon's big guns on that shift. Pretty ineffective shift from that line.
Fortney face-off win. And the Ducks turn that into a possession. Well, it's Arizona State still in front, and now Parks will have to cover it up again, and I think the Ducks are going to take a penalty here.
Let's see what we got.
Not a hold?
Looks like a hold. Can't say I saw it in real time.
It looks like Nathan Freitag on his way to the box.
Freitag. So Arizona State, wonderful opportunity to get back in the game here. Look for 26 here. What's his name? Michael Andriott. He likes to roll high, cut across the grain, and shoot across the grain. Little toe snapshot off the toe of his blade. Likes to look high on that. Saw him score yesterday against Eastern. And I've seen him
number 41, 2 minutes for holding.
Take the attempt a few times a day.
11:06 of the second period. Once again, Oregon Ducks penalty number 41, 2 minutes for holding at 11:06.
It's an Arizona State power play that looked pretty good yesterday. Got plenty of opportunities yesterday, but converted on plenty of them too.
That's right. Eastern shot themselves in the foot, kind of as they tend to do, by allowing Arizona State to take power play after power play, which was successful yesterday.
And just forced back a little bit here. Strategos applying just enough pressure. And now setting up in the ozone on the power play with 1:08 left on the man advantage. Big collision behind the net. Shot sent through. Pad save from Parks there on the shot from Cameron Ward. And here is Mr. Ward again with the puck. Number 4 in what we've determined is indeed black uniforms.
Something dark.
Another shot, maybe. No, just took a little bit too long and now has to go into the corner was Paget. Now the shot through, Another leg pad save and another clear for the Ducks, and they'll get a line change here with 25 seconds left on the man advantage for Arizona State. And they'll get a chance to clear again here. They may actually try to create something shorthanded, and I think they waited a little too long. Arizona State got to it before they did either one. And the Ducks back to full strength now, but not out of the woods yet, as Arizona State still with a dangerous possession here. Nice blocker save from Grayson. And cleared out, but that's going to be icing. There it is, with 6:36 left in the second period.
You know, a couple shots from the Arizona State power play there. I wouldn't say I'm particularly impressed with their power play. However, it's not particularly composed with the puck. There's a lot of individual efforts. It's just not. The benefit of the power play is that you have more numbers than the other team. So when you isolate yourself and you try to make an individual play, it just reduces the entire premise of the power play, and it's just less likely to be successful. So not a lot going there for Arizona State's power play. Too much reliance on 26 and also 20, Jacob Paget.
From their own end now, the Ducks. Here's Austin Poltz to skate it himself across the red line, then past Fortney. And now cleared by Arizona State all the way to Parks, bounces off him, and
that was a hockey blooper.
Oh, and behind the play, we've got an Arizona State player who is slow to get up.
You see who hit him?
Did not.
That line that was out there, not the most physical. Fortney, Charnholm, and Rendell. It's not often that you see them leaving bodies in their wake.
Well, there's 6:07 left in this period as we get this break. What's going on the benches in these kind of breaks?
Oh, you know, just a general regroup. Maybe talking about dinner plans as well.
That's my joke.
Yeah. Oh,
it's my line.
I didn't realize. You set me up for it perfectly. Yeah, probably just looks like, you know, maybe just a status check, general systems uptake, and probably just capitalize on the opportunity to get rest. You know, hockey's such a the intervals are so condensed. You know, these defensemen and these forwards are potentially going every 30-40 seconds. So right there, that's a minute 30. They just got a 300% increase in their rest from shift to shift. So that is it's an opportunity that is appreciated and not wasted.
I guess there's your answer on who hit him. As something on the play was enough for Austin Poltz to find 2 minutes in the box. I'm going to assume it was related.
I mean, I saw anytime somebody's hurt on the ice and Poltz is out there as well, you can almost make the assumption it's unusual to see Poltz down below the dots in the offensive zone as a defenseman, a conservative defenseman.
There's a shot, and we get another whistle here. And is this a quick Arizona State penalty?
Yeah, looks like an equalizer here. Looks like we'll play 4-on-4.
Well, that's I don't think that was on the recipe for success for that Devils power play.
No, that wasn't in the playbook.
It took 21 seconds. And there's a couple of forwards out there that can do a lot of damage 4-on-4.
Right, Berg as well.
2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 14-15 of the second period. Once again, Arizona penalty number 5, 2 minutes interference. Both teams skating 4.
So it is Jacob Lester who guilty there, and it was a large check on Berg. Andrew Lee will skate it around himself. He's then thrown into the boards. And it's Arizona State getting set up. Shot through, they score! 2-1. Oh, 5:04 left in the second period, and they find the net for the first time.
You know, we saw the Arizona State player injured, and then a penalty awarded, or given rather, to Oregon. We saw Riley Orr speaking with the refs throughout that little break. I wouldn't be surprised if he planted some seed in the mind of the refs, feeling as if they were
24, assisted by 18 and 11. 14:56 of the second period.
So that goal scored by Alex Altman, and assists to Salvatore Carcerano and Michael Wiggins. So
you pronounce that very well.
Oh, lots of 4 years of high school Italian.
Is that true?
That is true, actually, and the AP.
Okay.
4:31. I wish I could remember any of it now, but it's a long time ago. Here's Trevor's shot. Fortney now. We are back to a 1-goal game. And still 9 seconds left of 4-on-4. Then a very, very quick power play for the Ducks. Those don't really count when they're under 30 seconds, but still maybe time to get 1 or 2 plays set up. Trevor's shot takes a shot of his own and it's kicked into the corner. Strategos battling for it. Rendell there. Quick shot. Morrison goes to no near Rendell. Just couldn't quite find it at his feet. And now sent to the corner, and Warren Berg has to chase it down. Back to 5 aside here. 3:35 left in the second period of play. Hunter Rendell sent it across. Strategos couldn't quite handle it. And there's pieces of stick all over the ice.
You know, Jake Geely, Arizona State, made a play I liked a lot on that. He was coming down on that one-on-one situation with Paiute Morrison. Instead of trying to dangle, instead of trying to force a play wide, use his speed to go wide, he recognized he didn't have the angle, didn't have the speed, and he recognized he was alone, so he really hit the brakes and waited for his teammates to catch up. You don't see that awareness as much as you should, so it's good to see him be so patient. He didn't execute properly through some sauce that was ineffective, but the awareness was good to see.
Berg finds Garrity and then tried to backhand it for Charnholm. This is a little bit different group.
Yeah, it looks like we...
Austin Polchnik hit, but Arizona State with a shot that goes high. Go ahead.
Looks like, yeah, we swapped out shot for Charnholm here. Definitely a different look on this group.
Charnholm for Lee. Andrew Lee's got a lot of speed, draws a penalty. Can't score the goal there, but
shot.
We'll see what they call. It's going to be a hook, and
that's a penalty shot, I think, according to the rule book.
And that's what the Oregon bench is contending. I guess what the referee might be saying is that he wasn't really quite in enough space, but I don't know, man. He's the fastest skater on the ice.
Yeah, he seemed to have clean separation. I mean, if there wasn't clean separation, it was
because of the infraction.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm looking at that as a penalty shot situation personally. But
Cameron Ward takes the hook for 2 minutes, and we'll see.
He made the right play as well, Cameron Ward. That was the right thing to do there.
Andrew Lee to Berg, back to Lee. Back toward Charnholm, back to Berg, quick shot, and deflected into the corner where Nathan Lutz will now find it after Charnholm tapped it to him. Now back to Charney. Back down low to Lutz. Across
Great
and
look.
good look, but couldn't get the shot. Now Berg to Charnholm. Back towards Lee, but goes the other way for Arizona State, and they have a chance for an odd man rush, shorthanded here.
It's a great play.
Sliding in, nice play by Berg. Still 1 minute, 20 seconds left on the man advantage, and Arizona State going to try to use as much time as they can in that puck battle, but now it's the Ducks that come away with it. Lutz, backhanded towards shot, cleared again by Arizona State, and new skaters out there for the Ducks. As Parks will touch it for Jack Garrity. Halfway through the hooking minor. Connor Rendell. So Fortney. Now the shot, high glass.
You don't see that very often, Kurt pulling up like that to take a shot.
Fortney to Garrity, to Rendell. Back to Garrity. Shot was blocked into the neutral zone. Jack will collect it with 25 seconds left on the man advantage. Rendell now. Finds Garrity across for Fortney again. There's the shot, goes into the corner. Strategos there. Arizona State takes it away. They clear. 7 seconds left on the man advantage, so that's just about going to do it. And we are now officially back to 5-a-side. And that means that, no, they're going to say Rendell close enough to that one. They'll wave off the ice. Into the last 35 seconds of play here in this second period. Towards Nathan Lutz, and he got a stick to it, but nothing more than that. Arizona State takes over off their skates, though. And now backhanded into the neutral zone. Across the blue line for the Devils was Billingsley. 15 seconds left in the period. Lutz trying to send it across. Or that wasn't Lutz, because Lutz was on the receiving end. Now Andrew Lee still got 3 seconds. Takes a shot, sticked away, and that'll do it for the second period of play. 1-0 after the first, 2-1 after the second. The Oregon goal was once again from Trevor Schott. The Arizona State response on a 4-on-4 was from Alexander Altman. Before we go to break, your closing thoughts, sir.
Closing thoughts, still a 1-goal game. I think Arizona State is doing a good job of playing to the strengths, recognizing that they're not the same caliber of team, but they're keeping things very simple, and they're just working hard. So we've got a ball game, and that's what's cool about hockey. I mean, anybody can win. Nothing's predetermined. It's a unique game in that respect.
All righty, well, we will take a break. Don't go anywhere, because we've got a very exciting third period coming up. We will see you then. Back for the third period here as the teams make their way onto the ice. Second period, the Ducks struck pretty quickly to take a 2-0 lead through Trevor Schott, but Arizona State pretty late in the period able to respond with a 4-on-4 goal. What'd you see the same? What'd you see different in that period?
Well, I think contrast first and the second period. The Oregon's first period was completely dominant. It was their game, and they started the second period in the same way. But towards the middle of the period, end of the period, we start to see some momentum from Arizona State. They seem to still believe, and they're still in this game, and they're still working hard. I think a lot of that has to do with just a greater context. If they lose, their season's over. Alternatively, they're in a position to potentially qualify for regionals. So they're playing as you would expect a team in that position to play, which is urgently. I think another contributing factor to maybe that momentum swing, or not momentum swing, that momentum reciprocation, balance. Oregon's running a short bench right now through a series of misfortunate events. You've got some less depth with Oregon, and that becomes more relevant as the game progresses. So we'll see how those two storylines factor into this third period.
Well, we are now underway in said third period. And here comes Arizona State, finding the puck in the defensive zone, now moving with speed through the neutral zone and behind the net. And then stopping on a dime, doing all of that was Max Alazeta. And that one deflected right in front, and Parks has to put the glove down on top of it.
That was great edge work, great speed. You don't see that with the puck all that often, that kind of confidence on his edges. So impressive skating and puck handling for Max Alazeta. Got a B-level chance there, some traffic in front, but an offensive zone face-off, so a nice individual effort from Max.
This time the Ducks come away with it. Trevor Schott will flip that one in, and they'll go chase after it. Jack Garrity gets there first and comes away with it, but poked away from him. And now Berg regroups, finding Freitag in the neutral zone. Now Garrity up quickly to Lee. Shot through loose for a moment. And Arizona State will break after this one. Physical play from Warren Berg.
It's a smart pinch.
And now just backhanded in, and everyone will chase after it as it just gets by the net of George. And they call icing on that?
They did. Yeah, I guess it hit the side of the net, avoided George. And yeah, it's an icing. It was a smart play from Berg, a skill chip off the backhand that we see him employ quite frequently. Almost exactly what he wanted to do. Almost set up an offensive zone face-off.
Morrison has to backhand that one. Now Lee finds it on his stick, but can't get it away at least initially. Then Trevor Schott pokes it toward Lee. Arizona State will jump on the puck. And circling all the way around, then dropping it back, and now it goes to the corner. And now the opposite corner where Morrison has a couple of breaths to think about it. Recovered, though, in the neutral zone by Arizona State. Another battle behind the net. This time Garrity wraps it around towards Schott. Can't get it out. Almost created a chance for Arizona State. Now it's thrown at goal. Loose again. Thrown at goal. And I think that was blocked.
That was blocked.
Now turning and firing. Not able to clear. And Parks is just going to pounce on this one. And then another altercation behind the net.
Yes, Warren Berg seems to be setting a precedent that approaching Grayson Parks, the goaltender, after the whistle will not be tolerated. Yeah, that was a strong shift from Arizona State. some opportunities. That was a yawning net that that one of their players, came up the rebound, was just a wide open net. So very fortunate block for Oregon there.
Devils will get this shot off again. It's deflected behind the net of Parks. And they'll keep applying this pressure here as the Ducks have to work to find the puck. Are keeping it to the perimeter, but not able to really possess it at all at the moment. Now they come away with it and just slide it at least into the neutral zone for a few strides. Colts will play that off the boards towards Barkley, who's then run into the boards. Isaiah Strategos is able to collect it, and he just sends it around from one side to the other. And Warren Berg racing after that one, able to beat out Anthony Petey to that one. Now Freitag for Berg. And Berg up ice to Lutz. Lutz with sticks at his feet. And it's sent to the opposite number 4. And now the other way.
Lutz needs to get that puck deep.
So Arizona State going both sides around the referee. Their penalty coming up.
That was an earned penalty. That was certainly a trip from Warren Berg. I think that was a result of, that's just what happens when you're fatigued late in the game. He's been out for the majority of this third period. Not quite, we're 3 minutes 33 seconds into the period. I suspect he's played more than 2 minutes, and that's the sort of thing you'll see when players are fatigued in the defensive zone. And also a compliment is due to the Arizona State forwards for sustaining pressure like that, forcing that penalty.
This third period.
Strong,
once again, Oregon Ducks penalty number
PK now
21,
for the
2
Ducks.
minutes for tripping.
Traditional cycle, something you see on 5-on-5 being deployed on the power play here, kind of unorthodox.
And that deflects out, and good break for the Ducks 30 seconds into that penalty kill. Little pressure from Garrity. Not Garrity. Fortney. Just one digit, 1-9. And all the way up ice, quick shot. Parks, though, saw it the whole way, made the save.
It's a smooth breakout from Arizona State, but poor shot selection.
Now they work it around. Misplayed, and
here's Lee.
Andrew Lee. I told you he was quick.
He's quick.
Short-handed chance. Off the netting. I think fans at one end of the ice thought that went in. I almost yelled goal, but it did not. And we play again. Jack Garrity with the Ducks still killing the penalty. 50 seconds left on it. And back for the blue line for Arizona State. Now the shot through. Rebound was there for a moment, and he just couldn't find it at his feet. Good Geely.
It's a nice play at center to prevent the icing, maintain possession. That's captain of Arizona State, Dylan Adams.
And tangled up there. And it's going to be against the Ducks. Loose and saved, and there's the whistle.
So we'll have 8 seconds of 5-on-3. Fortunately for the Ducks, it'll be a minimal amount of time on 5-on-3. But this is how we saw Arizona State beat Eastern yesterday. They went to the power play frequently and converted frequently. So Oregon certainly making themselves vulnerable here to Arizona State's offense, their power play. And again, looking for 26 here. Michael Andriot. He certainly seems to feel comfortable with the puck, comfortable possessing the puck, looks to shoot. There he is in front.
Penalty number 18, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 5:26 of the third period. Once again, Oregon Ducks penalty
that's
number
his play
18,
right
2
there.
minutes.
Rolls across the
hooking.
top, shoots across the
Arizona
grain, off the
currently
toe.
5-on-4 power play.
Looking top shelf. It's pretty. It's a low percentage.
So the very short 5-on-3 expired.
5-on-4 now, still for a minute and a half as that shot goes wide.
Paiute Morrison will clear, but only into the neutral zone. Good job to get over there by Cameron Ward. And Fortney pokes it away in the neutral zone.
It was a very dangerous play from Cameron Ward there.
What a goal! 2-2.
And it's a beautiful shot. Jacob Lester used the Oregon defender as a screen. Maybe even got a piece of the Oregon defender. But it was a well-delivered snapshot off the back foot, off the toe. A lot of power behind it. Hit the inside of the post. It was to his credit, it was a perfectly placed shot with some gumption. And again, Arizona State has converted on the power play, and we've got a ball game here. It's 2-2.
Goal scored by number 5, assisted by 4 and 17. Time of the goal, 6:17 of the third period. Once again, Arizona State power play goal scored by number 5, assisted by 4 and 17.
So Cameron Ward and Jacob Dauberins pick up assists on that one. And it's a huge goal for the Sun Devils to tie it up in this third period.
It's the biggest goal of the season.
And look at the benches right now. Everyone's standing for Arizona State. Pretty much everyone's seated for the Ducks.
Yes.
Devils feel like they've got the momentum.
A little bit of momentum shift here.
And now here come the Devils in transition. Just onside across the blue line. Chance in front. Backhanded save made by Grayson Parks.
Again, that's Dylan Adams making a nice play, a nice quick transition through the neutral zone. Skating with purpose. And, yeah, they've earned another offensive zone face-off here. Yeah, Ducks need to stabilize, need to answer this surge from Arizona State. And this is a composed unit they've got out there, certainly capable of settling things back down.
Another shot through on Parks, another save made.
Yeah, one respect where the Oregon Ducks are not quite superlative. In most respects of the game, in most metrics of the game, they are measurably better than their PAC-8 opponents and ACHA opponents. But with respect to face-offs, the Oregon Ducks are a weak team. You know, that magic number with face-offs is 50%. You should be at, or hopefully above 50%. I'm not sure that the Oregon Ducks are above 50%. Fairly confident they are below 50%, which of course dictates possession. The face-off is the easiest way to gain possession. And unfortunately, Oregon does not convert on those chances very often.
Penalty number 23, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 7:06 of the third period. Once again, Arizona State penalty number 23, 2 minutes, tripping.
So it's a penalty for tripping for Arizona State. Ducks to the power play. Warren Berg with the shot that goes wide, and Andrew Lee's got a sprint after it. They'll find Charnholm. And then they'll chase it. Off the netting and a face-off coming.
And that was a inspired forecheck from number 10 ASU, Joshua Tucker. Again, he's been working hard all game. That was another example of it. It's not often you see a penalty kill forecheck with that much vigor. It's usually more methodical and thoughtful and approached, and he was really buzzing on that.
Charnholm shot blocked there. Berg trying to backhand it to Lee. It's deflected into the neutral zone. Lee now to Charnholm, then back around to Lee. Now Rendell.
That's it. That is a categorical penalty. Unusual omission by the refs.
Not sure there what reason the refs had for not calling that one, but we won't belabor the point. Trevor shot behind the net. Deflected away and now cleared there, and now it's the Arizona State bench again, just making all the noise, and they've taken the momentum here. They've taken the puck as well.
Done a great job of killing this penalty. Rendered that Oregon unit impotent for the moment.
And we get another penalty coming up. And this is what the Ducks can't do.
I didn't see the play. I'd be surprised if it were as offensive of an infraction as we saw against Rendell moments ago on the blue line.
And Riley Orr trying to make that point made now from behind the Oregon bench.
Right. Coach Orr has a valid complaint here. It's important that that Oregon coaching staff stay focused on the task at hand, however.
And right into the Oregon bench.
Time of the penalty, 8:45 of the third period. Once again, Oregon penalty number 23, 2 minutes for hooking.
So hooking the call. $11-12 left in regulation here of a 2-2 game now.
18 seconds of 4-on-4 here. Oh boy.
Good job by Parks to get over there, as it looked for a moment like that was going to be a wraparound for ASU.
Right. Great patience from Andriot to take the puck around, look for the wraparound. He almost had it. Maybe an inch or two taller, and Andriot's got a wraparound goal there.
There's the face-off. ASU quick shot blocked. Endel now back around for Berg. 5 seconds of 4-on-4, and just about going to be on the penalty kill now are the Ducks for 1 minute 38 seconds. And it's been a deadly power play for Arizona State this weekend, keeping them in this game, and won them the game yesterday, but this time cleared by the Ducks. And now misplayed pass and free chance to clear for the Ducks. Down in the neutral zone by Arizona State. They'll set up in the defensive zone.
And those need to be full-length icings from Oregon. There's no excuse really to fail to clear at the length of the ice on those possessions there.
And that's going to be icing against Arizona State on their own power play. Never something you want.
Yeah, oddly enough, Arizona State's been so dependent and so successful in the power play this weekend, last night and today. But just as far as the eyeball test goes, their power play is not impressive. It's not composed. It's not structured. But whatever they're doing, it's working for them.
Poked behind the net, but it's going to be just taken by Arizona State. 40 seconds left on the Pulse Minor. And that'll be taken by Morrison behind the net, backhanded towards Schott. Who's able to backhand it, but not out of the zone. And Arizona State setting up. 20 seconds left on the man advantage.
It's a great D2D pass from Cameron Ward.
Off the boards, back to Ward. This time a shot, save, and there's a clear. The length of the ice from Trevor Schott as the penalty expires, and Oregon will get fresh skaters out there, but look out. Arizona State trying to catch him. Working in, and now poked around, and just knocked off the puck enough. Now another chance. Long shot. Blocked away, and now played off the boards. Trying to get it up for Rendell, but not quite the right angle. Now he'll poke it. And still it's Arizona State. That's the captain, Dylan Adams. And there's the whistle, and too many men on the Arizona change.
It's a tough one for Arizona. That's this is the most critical 8 minutes and 46 seconds of their entire season. It's something they will be thinking about after the fact. This will linger. But this is the opportunity. This is the door being opened for Oregon to reassert themselves in the game. The last power play opportunity they had was irrelevant. Never set up, never established anything of merit. So they need to recompose, get back to a simplified structure here, and just have some faith in the system and have some faith in their skill sets, their individual skill sets, and convert, because it is this is a tie game. This is anybody's game, absolutely.
It's a chance shorthanded first for Arizona State. They score!
That's Joshua Tucker. A little pest out there with the enthusiasm and the vigor that I described on the last kill, using it to create an opportunity and score just 8 seconds into the Oregon power play. Joshua Tucker scored shorthanded. Some impressive work ethic there, and a nice little backhand, little casual backhand over Park's glove.
Well, all of a sudden, the first time this weekend, the Ducks find themselves hitting the mouth here.
It was unusual. Ducks haven't been behind in a game for about a month.
Penalty was at 11:14 of the third period. Also, Arizona State goal scored by number 10, unassisted, shorthanded at 11:23 of the third period. Once again, Arizona State goal scored shorthanded, unassisted by number 10 at 11:23 of the third period.
No assists on that one, as it was right at the start of the Oregon power play, which still has 1 minute and 15 seconds left on it. Here's Charnholm firing a shot that's turned away and now cleared all the way down. Here's Fortney. Back around to shot. Grendel, one-timer, deflected into the netting.
Yeah, at this point, Oregon needs to simplify and get pucks on net. And that play, properly represented that philosophy. Just getting a shot on net. Nothing. There's no need to be cute at this point. 7 minutes, 29 seconds left. I think Oregon's going to really need to dig down. The fatigue I discussed earlier is going to become more and more of a factor here. The shortness of bench is going to become more and more of a factor, but this is not. This is a time to dig down here.
Morrison across for Strategos, and that's going to be a penalty as Isaiah Strategos is mauled.
So Oregon has 23 seconds here of 5-on-3 hockey. They need to convert. Ideally, from their perspective, they would convert within 23 seconds.
Yeah.
Preserve over 1.5 minutes of a 5-on-4 power play. So these next 23 seconds are absolutely crucial.
It's Cameron Ward who takes the penalty for Arizona State.
And we've got some of the big guns for Oregon. This is what I would describe as their passing power play unit as opposed to their shooting unit.
State penalty number 4, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 12:52 of the third period. Once again, Arizona State penalty number 4, 2 minutes hooking. Oregon now 5-on-3 power play.
Oh, Andrew Lee behind the net. Couldn't get it out to Berg. Now here's Trevor. Shot fires wide. We're now into the 5-on-4. Another shot sent wide. And Charnholm will collect it at the blue line. Berg backhands it across. Now back to Berg. Fires. Sent wide. Charnholm on it. Back to Berg. Now Andrew Lee. Deflected on its way through. Berg will find it. Now Charnholm fires. Blockered away. Rendell hops on the puck. Lee with a shot. Blocked. And now cleared with 50 seconds left on the power play.
Yeah, Arizona State has a very aggressive penalty kill, which can pay dividends, as we just saw with Joshua Tucker scoring a shorthanded goal. Also, the downside is that it leaves you vulnerable. But Oregon needs to react properly to the aggressiveness of the penalty kill and just simplify and get shots on net.
Now in the corner, now working it around to Garrity, to Poltz. Forward goal, deflected. Garrity will find it. Fortney now back to Garrity. Shot deflected, netting. 12 seconds left on the power play. A 3-2 lead for Arizona State.
Yeah, absolutely an unusual situation for Oregon to be down in a PAC-8 game with 5 minutes left. So certainly going to test their character here in a way that they haven't much been tested. Be curious to see how they react to this adversity here.
And Strategos can't control that one. Now Poltz, though, does just keep it at the blue line. Shot all the way through and wide. Cleared by Arizona State into their bench. With 4:57 left, we're back to 5 aside now.
Actually, Oregon has not lost in regulation in the PAC-8 this entire season. So Arizona State with a unique opportunity here.
Off the face-off. Morrison will send it in. Andrew Lee sprints after it. He's crunched to the ice. Centering pass there and couldn't find it. They does get it back to the blue line. Sent in again and now behind the net. In front, loose still. Morrison backhands it across for Berg. Thrown toward goal and wide. 4:30 left. Knocked down by Morrison. To Lee. Shot blocked, but right back to Lee. Now to Berg. Now Lee. Rendell behind the net. Trying to find shot in front. Couldn't get there. Warren Berg. Throws it toward goal. Deflects through the crease. Paiute Morrison collects it. Tried to throw it toward goal, but deflected, and now it's cleared by Arizona State. Warren Berg's going to have to play it. And shot will just get a stick toward that one into the corner. And now cleared into the neutral zone again by Arizona State with 3 minutes, 54 seconds in regulation of a game they lead 3-2. Now back to Fortney. Intercepted though. Here comes Arizona State. Gloved by Parks and we'll get a whistle.
That had been a very strong shift from Oregon. They're starting to recognize the reality of the situation, match the intensity of Arizona State. Play with the understanding that the PAC-8 title is on the line. We're also seeing some shuffled lineups, so it'll be interesting to see what Coach Orr comes up with here. For example, that current configuration, never seen that before. Isaiah Strategos centering Garrity and Fortney. No, excuse me, Charnholm. Have not seen that configuration.
And there is Garrity out to Charnholm, who then puts on the brakes and was trying to hit Poltz, but misplayed, and Arizona State got to it. Fortney swept it away. Fortney again. Trevor shot. Rendell will chase. Gets past shot stick, but Paiute Morrison is neglected, deflected there by Lee. Trying to center again. Now Andrew Lee with it. Rendell, quick shot. And Paiute Morrison on it and sent into the neutral zone by Arizona State with 2 minutes 35 seconds left. Deflected chance, Arizona State. Maybe another one. Never got the shot away. And they're going to have maybe one more here. Putting the brakes on instead. 2:15 left. And then Andrew Lee finding Rendell. Rendell will go to work behind the net. Austin Poltz scores! A massive goal from Austin Poltz, and it's 3-3 with a minute and 52 left.
I think Lee may have tipped it.
Oh, did he?
Based on
that reaction, I think
celebration.
he did. So it's Austin Poltz throwing it towards goal, but let's give Lee the credit he deserves. What a tip, what a play. And from done to that momentum on the bench now for the Ducks. They're pumped.
And you know what? That's Poltz. Second time he's dragged to center from the blue line, gotten a shot for a rebound on net. So a ton of credit to Poltz. Not who Oregon leans on for offense.
At 23 and 18. Time of the goal, 18:08 of the third period.
That is
once again, Oregon Ducks goal
fantastic
scored by number
contribution
97, assisted by
the most
23
dire possible
and
time.
18 at 18:08 of the third period.
So we get another whistle now, and I think we broke the board again.
The board, not the plywood above the board. Not the,
I should specify,
Yeah.
we broke the board at the scoreboard end of the ice, the one that's taller than the glass around it, not the board at the Zamboni end of the ice that's the same height as the glass around it.
That one's custom fitted. Yeah, this is a you get what you pay for as far as accommodation.
A Cal player is just walking by us halfway dressed. I thought the second semifinal was at 7.
I thought it was directly after this game, but yeah, they're scouting. They're scouting their opponent. I'm sure they're as invested in this game as anyone. Or excuse me, potential opponent should they win this game, they would advance to the finals against the winner of the ongoing game. Yeah, I'm not sure how this this delay will affect momentum. I think Oregon would have benefited from not having a whistle here. That was a huge upswell from them coming off of that, the most crucial of goals. This gives Arizona State a center to become an opportunity to become centered and balanced, take a breath here. It's essentially a timeout without having to waste a timeout. So certainly to the benefit of Arizona State, this occurrence.
Well, that temporary plywood board they're fixing now, that was the reason that we were delayed during warm-ups.
Yes, it is.
If you've got the observant eye, you would not have you would have noticed that one's new from last night. Arizona State shooting at that end during warm-ups, and I think it took about a minute and a half from the time the team started to warm up to time they were sent off the ice while they fixed it.
This guy doing the boards down here, this guy Chris, I know him a little bit. They don't pay him enough for the value he brings to this rink. Just look at this. I mean, this is beyond the job description here, I'll tell you.
So other duties as assigned.
Yes, putting out conflagrations.
And looks like he's safely down now. Just whack it a few times. What a game we've had. Ducks led 1-0 and then 2-1. They led it 2-0 as well. Arizona State all the way back to take a 3-2 lead, and then just moments ago, Andrew Lee getting a stick to deflect Austin Poltz's shot from the point, and it's 3-3.
That's right. 300 goals by Arizona State. I think this game demonstrates pretty well Oregon's unnerving habit of playing incomplete games, despite the skill and the depth and the coaching. They have not done a great job of putting together a full 60 minutes of hockey. You know, and in this case, with a team that's willing to work as hard and is in a situation as urgent as Arizona State is in, that can be a fatal flaw, in which we had discussed a little bit, as it came to be a fatal flaw against Wilson State in regionals last year. That the slow start really put them behind the 8 ball and essentially ended their season.
Yeah, and you combine that with the short bench that seems like it may have become a little bit shorter even today.
Absolutely. I'm sympathetic to that situation. They have 3 lines of forwards here, 2 that they're leaning on heavily. That's not an ideal situation for playoff hockey. 3 games in 3 days at altitude, 6,400 feet here in Tahoe. Despite the high fitness level of these athletes here, those are not ideal circumstances for maintaining an up-tempo, style of play.
These are both teams that have played a couple of games at altitude prior to this weekend. The Ducks in the Big Mountain Classic in Arizona State, visiting NAU.
That's right.
But never, it's sort of something you can only prepare for so much, and then you get into the third period of an intense playoff game, and that air is a little thinner, and boy, it's tough.
Your heart beats a little bit faster. You almost forget about it until you have to exert yourself a little bit more. Once you go to that 80-90% threshold of your anaerobic ability, you're reminded suddenly in the moment that you are not acclimated. And of course, the aggregate effect will rear its head in moments like this. At the end of the 120th minute of hockey in roughly 24 hours. Altitude can certainly factor.
But we'll have 1 minute and 28 left of regulation once we get going again. Probably the absolute worst time for one of these delays in any circumstance, but especially for the Ducks, that momentum that they had just started to build. Really, even the maybe minute and a half before the Andrew Lee goal, they started to figure it out. And then with the Andrew Lee goal.
Right. Their best hockey of the third period was all within the 4-minute mark. They really started bearing down. They put Arizona State on their heels and started generating offense in a way that they hadn't done consistently since the first period. So absolutely a huge shift in momentum for the Ducks. Well-earned shift. But this is unfortunate. Yeah, this is kind of like the film mural going off at the climax of the movie here. And in an attempt to counter the effects of altitude, some of the Ducks players refueled last night at Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. I think it's at the Hard Rock Casino. Ordered some beef Wellington and lobster risotto.
Hit the spot. Well done. Worth it?
I've heard it was worth it. The 3-figure check was worth it, I'm told.
Oh, boy. Little different than my dinner last night, coming home after working 3 games. Not a lot of options.
Wait, you go with the leftover pasta?
I had no leftover pasta, so I had the world's most expensive Pizza Hut.
Yeah. The local businesses recognize they've got a monopoly up here.
Yeah, no kidding. Got a whole conference down there.
You know, despite tempering any, potentially tempering any momentum here for the Ducks, with the short bench, with the fatigue, this delay probably benefits them, cardiovascularly at least more than Arizona State.
Oh, we'll just continue spinning tunes here while the fans try to stay warm. It's not an easy building to stay warm in.
No, haven't been impressed with the thermal retention of this ice rink. It's a critique of mine of this barn. We're playoff hockey. We're not going to end in a tie. Do you have a prediction for the game-winning goal here? Goal scorer.
I think it's Trevor Schott. I think that he's got, doesn't want this to be his last collegiate game in this building, and he's sort of figured out how to find some goals here that he struggled with his first couple of years here.
That's true.
I think it completes the Hattie.
Yeah, statistically, that is a very safe guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is statistically.
Less than even money odds on that.
Yes. Well.
Who hasn't scored yet today, though? I don't think Garrity doesn't have one.
I was going to say, I like Garrity for a game winner. I think I'm going with Garrity here.
So finally, we're ready to get underway. It's a neutral zone faceoff, and hey, we've got the last 90 seconds of a tied playoff hockey game. So from 0 to 60, here we go. Rendell finds it, backhands it around towards Garrity. He's going to have to battle for it if he wants to win it. Arizona State comes away with it, but they're only able to clear to Warren Berg. Now Rendell evades the check. Andrew Lee chases after it behind the net. 1 minute, 3 seconds left in regulation. Paiute Morrison throws it toward goal, deflected wide, back around. Morrison again. And having to work for it to retain possession. Now the Sun Devils with the chance. They send it to the opposite boards, and Warren Berg will get there first.
It's a nice play from Warren.
40 seconds left in regulation.
You don't see
intercepted there by Strategos. Sent around towards Trevor Schott. Tried to work it back up to the blue line for Poltz. Instead, Arizona State comes away with it. Misplayed pass there. And now it's sent behind the net. 16 seconds left in regulation. Trevor Schott backhands that into the neutral zone. Arizona State's going to have a chance. They shoot. Glove save. Grayson Parks. Oh, boy.
Keeping it interesting here. There's a nice snag from Grayson.
7.6 left in regulation. Here's an important face-off. So, top-level analysis that.
Yeah, that's an insightful read on this situation here. Yeah, my prescription here, probably tie up. I think Andrew Lee's got to tie up his opponent on this face-off, Jacob Dobrens, and they got to get someone coming through to pick up that puck that should be sitting there.
Played back, and Warren Berg going to take it behind the net. 4 seconds left. Chipped up to the neutral zone, and that will do it. Oh boy, we're going to overtime for a chance to play for a PAC-8 title.
Yeah, that's what it's.
Going to do a quick ice cut. We will be back here in about 15 minutes for overtime.
All right, quick ice cut.
All right, well, they'll take a break on the ice and do an ice cut. We'll take a break with them
And we'll be back with you for the OT before too long.
at least.
So back for overtime here, and little cork overtime here at the PAC-8 tournament. Of course, it's sudden death, so all this is if applicable, but they'll do 10 minutes, and I think the way they do is they do 10 minutes and then a short on-ice break, then another 10 minutes, then the ice cut if it comes to that.
That's my understanding.
But, of course, it's sudden death OT here, so
Yeah, absolutely.
neither team wants to get that far.
No. And guarantee Cal and Boise, who play to determine the opponent for the winner of this game that we're watching here, are certainly rooting for
They'll be just fine with the
Yeah.
2-3 overtime game.
Well, yeah, exactly. Let these teams beat each other up.
5-on-5 overtime. Here we go, and immediately it's going to be maybe a shot for Arizona State across, and never threatened, but they will get set up in the offensive zone. Lost the puck there, Andrew Lee. Little scary moments as it's a sustained shift for Arizona State right off the overtime opening faceoff. Now the Ducks will work it out through to Trevor Schott.
It's a beautiful
He'll
pass.
fire it in and gloved by the goaltender, and the Ducks will get an offensive zone faceoff.
Beautiful pass from Connor Rendell. He likes to look for that as he picks up the puck in the defensive zone on the half wall. He loves to look cross ice, and he had it there, and Trevor Schott streaking along the far side boards.
Garrity, Charnholm, Strategos, the forward group.
Yes. Yeah, some complementary talents there. Hopefully they can have some instant chemistry.
And Fortney tried to find that at his feet. It gets past him, and Arizona State will have a chance to get set up once again.
And that's Fortney on D, which is not how the game started. So that's why we're seeing the offensive line shuffled. We've got Fortney playing defense.
Good desperate play from Strategos to dive and get a stick to that one. But then it's misplayed by the Ducks and misplayed again. Fortney has that one go past him. Oh, Strategos off the boards trying to make a nice play for himself. And then just couldn't do the rest of it, but I like the attempt.
Smart.
And this one is going to have to be chased down, but it's going to be icing, the reward for winning the foot race. So with 8:26 left in this first extra session.
And we've got Rendell taking Jack Garrity's slot, joining Lee and Schott. Schott and Rendell had pretty positive chemistry last year. 2 years ago, worked very well together. Schott, of course, is the setup man for Rendell, who has a great shot, great finish.
Behind that, it's taken by Arizona State, wrapping it around the boards. Warrenberg will knock it down, but in the neutral zone.
Fantastic play.
What a play from Warrenberg.
There
Here's
it is.
Andrew Lee, wide.
And in overtime, that has to be on net. That has to be. That's a fantastic opportunity that was squelched.
Well, Ducks get to the dots, and there's another icing. 7:57 left in this first extra session.
Wonderful hand-eye coordination from Warrenberg on the blue line. Reminded me of Duncan Keith swatting dump-ins out of midair.
So Garrity, Strategos, Charnholm again.
Yes, it looks like Oregon's trying to end this quickly. They're going line 1-2, 1-2.
And Strategos to Morrison. Down low, back to Strat. Morrison with a shot, and not enough on it. Good save.
And that first line, second line, second line alternating scheme is not sustainable. That's going to become less effective the longer this overtime wears out. So hopefully they can capitalize from loading up talent up front quickly here.
Well, this one gets away again, but this time we'll have no ice. Fortney behind the net. Couldn't find it. Arizona State had it for a moment, and then just off the skates of Strategos and chopped in again by ASU. Austin Poltz for Fortney. Strategos finding Poltz. And shipped up towards Garrity, puts it down, plays it for himself. Poked away, but pulled it right back. Still Jack Garrity. Now Poltz throws it at goal. Deflected netting. 7:06. Call it 7:05.
And that's something that Jack does very well. Uses his reach, uses his big body, and his lateral mobility to protect the puck. And that was smart of him. I think maybe in the past, Jack would have tried to hold on to that puck, cut to the middle, get a shot, but there he left it for his defenseman. So he did what he needed to do, protect the puck as long as he could, and then created a scoring or a shooting opportunity for his teammate. Smart.
Arizona State going the other way, sprinting to get to that puck. They'll win the race to it. But they have to set up from behind their own net. Centering now, and Parks has got it.
You know, I don't like Arizona State's team game. I don't think they play a structured or strong team game, but they do have some individuals who play with some gumption and play an inspired brand of hockey.
Well, off the face-off, it's back to the blue line for the Devils. Sudden death overtime PAC-8 semifinal. Boise State and Cal await, or Boise State or Cal await the winner of this game.
And that would be a neat trick. Into the corner now.
Wrapped around, and Boise State plays it in the neutral zone past Morrison. Fortney's there first, but no ice on the play.
Shot now for Andrew Lee. Andrew Lee, but it's poked away. Trevor Schott wins it back.
It's a great stick.
And just couldn't keep it in the playing surface. 6:15 left, first overtime.
It was a great stick check from Trevor Schott. Great forced turnover. Not unlike Pavel Datsuk.
So offensive zone face-off for the Ducks. Jack Garrity digs in. Austin Poltz, quick shot wide.
Does have the hot hand tonight.
And Strategos trying to find Garrity there. Bouncing puck now. Just can't be controlled by Strategos. Now neutral zone, it's collected. Charnholm. Here's a chance. Charnholm with Garrity. It's Charnholm. It's all over! The Ducks will go to the PAC-8 title game for the second year in a row. The snipe from Austin Charnholm with 5:48 left in the overtime. And the Ducks off the bench. Arizona State, it's heartbreaking Tahoe. And then they did play a great game. I know you and I were more neutral at other times, at some times than others in that game, but man, you got to give credit to Arizona State as well. That's a hell of a hockey team.
Certainly, they played to their strengths, made it more of a game than it should have been. Certainly brought an inspiring work ethic to the game and really milked the circumstances. And of course, that is in all likelihood the end of their season, so they played fittingly and accordingly. And
well, a gutty effort from the Ducks, too. They don't get, we talked about it, they don't get hit in the mouth by PAC-8 teams very often. They're going to have a tough one. I don't know if it's going to be Cal or Boise State. We'll find that out in a few moments, but it's going to be another tough one from the Ducks tomorrow. And Boise State, the only PAC-8 team this year to have beaten the Ducks. They're going to feel very in overtime, sure.
Right.
But they're going to feel very confident if they get a chance here on neutral ice.
Right.
And Cal's hungry for a PAC-8 title too. We had a great first semifinal. We should have a great second semifinal too. Well, our final score here in South Lake Tahoe in overtime: Oregon Ducks 4, Arizona State Sun Devils 3. Your closing thoughts, Mr. Cass?
Closing thoughts. Arizona played a great game. Oregon recognized that they should be the winning team, and you could see the flip was switched. It's almost like they consciously made a decision to win the game, and then they went and won the game. So the key for tomorrow, whoever they're playing, is to decide early to win the game and maintain that mindset throughout.
All righty, well, that will do it for us. Thank you so much for helping me out, Harry, and thank you to Andrew, Josh, and Liz working the controls on the broadcast as well.
Second semifinal coming up. That's it for the first. Thanks for watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, just be aware our next matchup featuring Cal and Boise State will begin in 15 minutes. 15 minutes before the next game featuring Boise State and Cal.